My name is Zach Roberts, and I'm an employee at BNS Training, which is a baseball and softball facility in our community. We work all the way from as young as the youth to all the way to college and professional athletes. So today I'm proposing a plan for us to our boss, Mr. Smith, about something that has kind of been on my mind for a couple months now. So I was here to propose to our boss, Mr. Smith here, and kind of propose my elevator pitch to him and kind of see what he thinks. Mr. Smith, I've kind of been thinking about something that's kind of been on my mind for a couple months now. I think our facility can do a really good job with our local community with this. We have a lot of underprivileged youth in our area, and they're not receiving the amount of teaching and instruction that maybe some of these other kids are getting, whether it's in the athletic side, the academic side, or just in the social piece. Again, I just think that we can use our facility to help out with baseball and softball instruction for these kids, not only with baseball and softball, but with social skills and just life skills. I think it can really help out these kids that maybe not are getting the teaching that they want outside of the school, outside of the athletic side. I think we have a lot of good athletes here, and maybe a lot of these athletes aren't getting the right amount of teaching that maybe some of these other athletes are getting. So I just think that with proposing this plan, we can get a lot more underprivileged youth here coming into our facility. We can teach them the correct teaching for softball and baseball, but more importantly, being able to get them in a community with other kids, with our staff, and be able to um, see them grow as people through social life, through academics, and through athletics, and give them the right teaching and the right life skills that they deserve. Um, I think some things that I kind of thought brought up in my mind as far as solving this, having just small startup costs to start providing baseball services to these kids, baseball and softball services to these kids. I think that'll be important for these kids to be able to come in here, get the instruction and the teaching that our other athletes are getting, as well as just social skills, a lot of life skills as well. Again, keep helping them as well as their families out. I think it's an important thing for our community, be able to show out the community that we're trying to help out everybody involved in the area that they live in. So, again, collaborating with non-competitive corporations to provide needed equipment and uniforms. I think that's an important piece as well for us to be able to talk with these big sporting good corporations, Walmart's, the Dick's, and Hibbett's in our area, to be able to talk to them, give the equipment that we need to have to be able to give these student athletes to the opportunity. Maybe these kids don't have the equipment that they may need. So I think being able to talk with these corporations and offer them some sort of agreement to come to, and then give these student athletes the right equipment they need that maybe they can't afford. Um, and again, cooperating with the local community and local areas as far as facilities to provide practices, games, and just training venues for these kids. I think having multiple locations to be able to practice, to be able to play games, and be able to have little training venues can be very beneficial. Maybe these kids don't have cars, so going to a local field instead of driving 15 minutes to or finding a ride 15 minutes to our facility might be beneficial for these kids. So I think being able to work with the local community for be able to have multiple locations for our underprivileged youth and our athletes can be very beneficial for these guys, for these guys and girls. So I think some great benefits can come out of this. First, create social-oriented programs for our organization that has never really been done before. I think this will be the first thing that our community really has done to help out with the underprivileged youth, and maybe that can jumpstart something for other organizations to try to help out with, and we can just come up together as far as being able to help out with a certain population, and I think hopefully we can really jumpstart this to be able to help out with the kids and their families around the area. Um, and again, like I said, just supporting the whole underprivileged youth community. I think as a whole, we want to try to be one community. So being able to show our effort to these people and to other people around the area that we really want to try to help these kids out. So and their families. So I think when we show our effort to that, I think a lot of people are going to be able to follow along and be able to be like, yeah, we need to help out as well. Again, I think it's going to help out our customer base and help out our business awareness overall. I think it'll be able to, if we bring these kids into our facilities and into our business, but they can interact with more people. They can interact with us more, and I think we can be able to make more of a profit that we can. And then with the more profit we bring in, the more things we can bring in to help out these kids. So I think overall this just fluctuates, just has a flow to it. With the kids with the people we bring in, the more we can bring out and the more we can get in as well. So I think it just helps both sides, helps out the community out as well. And again, I think just community outreach. Again, we want to be able to help out with the community, be able to impact the community with different things. So I think if we show our effort to this, I think other organizations, other businesses in our community will be like, yeah, we need to hop on this as well. So I think that's another big thing. Once we start it, we can just really jumpstart something and be able to through our facility, baseball and softball, different organizations can help out with the community as well. So just one thing I need to is just to ask. I need permission from you for our company to be able to do this. I think if our company does this, we can really start something. But we need our company to be able to start this. If we can't, then it's going to really slow us down. But I think with using our company, with using the way we can use our athletic facility, I think we can really help out a lot of athletes and underprivileged youth in our area. I also need about a startup budget of around $6,000. I think that's a reasonable price for us to really start up with, to be able to get equipment, be able to get uniforms, practice gear for these kids. I think, again, I don't think that's too high of a number, but I think it's a good number for us to really be able to get the things we need to be able to jumpstart something to really help out these kids and their families out. And again, like I said earlier, just we need to be able to get local sponsors such as the Walmarts and the Dick's Sporting Goods and the Hibbets to be able to assist us for future expenses. I think if we have a partnership with these guys, with these corporations, I think being able to do this will be really beneficial. Again, our first priority is to help out with the youth, but again, maybe in the long run, these big corporations will be able to have some sort of benefit out as well. We can help out them with just advertising and stuff, and I think they can realize, like, okay, if we help out these kids, help out these facilities, help out this organization, we're going to get some back as well. So I think, but again, our first priority is the youth and their families, and then over time we can try to reach out to other communities, other organizations, and other corporations to help out as well. So that's all I have. I really hope that you really take into consideration. I really think that is really going to help out with our youth and just help out with our impact of our whole community as well. So I appreciate you listening to me. I hope to hear back from you soon as far as what you think, and I really hope that you really think about this long and hard, and I think we can really do something special in our community. Thanks a lot.